Dr. David Sinclair's shocking diet trick that reversed his age by 30. The image is striking, a side-by-side comparison of Dr. David Sinclair in 2013 and today. Back then, he was a 44-year-old man appearing as one would expect for his age. Fast forward to the present, and Dr. Sinclair is 56, yet his appearance defies conventional notions of aging. In a truly remarkable turn, he seems to have aged in reverse, looking a solid 2 decades younger than his chronological age. This isn't merely a trick of lighting or a flattering photograph. Dr. Sinclair himself emphatically states, "I am better than a 20-year-old in terms of health. And I think a lot of that is due to my new diet that I've adopted because I can see things improving over time." Such a bold claim from a distinguished scientist demands closer inspection. Dr. David Sinclair is no ordinary individual offering anecdotal health advice. He holds the prestigious position of Professor of Genetics at Harvard Medical School, a leading institution renowned for its groundbreaking research. His work in the field of aging and longevity has positioned him as a pioneer, challenging long-held beliefs about the inevitability of age-related decline. So what exactly is the secret behind his seemingly miraculous transformation? According to Dr. Sinclair, it's a comprehensive and radical shift in his diet and lifestyle, meticulously guided by scientific principles. He asserts that empirical evidence, derived from meticulous analysis of his own biological markers, unequivocally demonstrates that his body has, in fact, become physiologically younger. He elaborates on this extraordinary claim with scientific precision. "I've looked at my blood through chemistry, and I am now biologically younger and healthier than I've ever been since. I've been measuring it over a decade. Now it's much like 14 years old, and I can plot out different parameters: testosterone, glucose, inflammation, blood type, blood cell composition. And for most of these markers, I am better than a 20-year-old in terms of health." This isn't just about looking good, it's about a profound, measurable improvement in his fundamental physiological functions, indicating a reversal of cellular and systemic aging processes. The implication is that aging, traditionally viewed as an irreversible decline, can potentially be slowed, halted, or even reversed through deliberate interventions. The following exploration delves into the specific practices that Dr. Sinclair attributes to this profound rejuvenation, unraveling his secrets to youthfulness and extended health span. As he succinctly puts it, by living a healthy life, you can slow down the rate of aging and prevent this corruption of the body's programs, and even restart them. Dr. Sinclair's regimen for longevity begins with a surprisingly simple yet highly effective approach to physical activity. While many might envision a grueling, high-intensity workout schedule to achieve such remarkable health benefits, his perspective on exercise is frankly much more approachable. "The goal is to exercise 3 times a week and lose my breath," he explains. "This isn't about logging endless hours at the gym or pushing the body to its absolute limits with complex routines. Instead, it's about achieving a specific physiological state. You want to be moving so fast that you can't easily hold a conversation. That's when you know you're getting hypoxic, low oxygen." The science behind this targeted approach is fascinating. Dr. Sinclair and his team believe that this induced state of mild hypoxia, or low oxygen, serves as a powerful yet beneficial stressor on the body. This controlled stress triggers a cascade of positive adaptations. Your body responds in a positive way to build muscle, get better blood flow, and your tissues will also put out chemicals that slow down aging, he elaborates. It's a prime example of hormesis, where a small dose of stress elicits a protective and adaptive response. This acute, controlled lack of oxygen signals to the cells that they need to become more resilient, efficient, and robust. This can lead to enhanced mitochondrial function, improved cardiovascular health, and the release of various signaling molecules that play a role in cellular repair and anti-aging pathways. The beauty of this method lies in its efficiency. So really, if you can just lose your breath for 10 minutes only 3 times a week, it can give remarkable health benefits and lower rates of disease by 30%. This makes longevity-promoting exercise accessible to virtually anyone, regardless of their current fitness level, emphasizing consistency and intensity over duration. Beyond exercise, Dr. Sinclair's primary dietary habit for extending life is rooted in the principle of eating less. This isn't a call for extreme deprivation, but a mindful approach to caloric intake and, critically, the timing of meals. It's not just what you eat, but also when you eat, he stresses, highlighting a fundamental aspect often overlooked in conventional dietary advice. He points a critical finger at the modern pattern of continuous eating, 3 meals a day plus snacks, that makes us age faster than we need to. This constant influx of nutrients keeps the body in an anabolic, growth-promoting state, which, while necessary for development, can, over time, accelerate aging. Processes by constantly stimulating pathways that lead to cellular wear and tear without sufficient periods for repair and maintenance. Dr. Sinclair personally adheres to a time-restricted eating window, typically consuming his food within approximately 6 hours each day. "I like to eat within about a 6-hour window per day," he states. Over time, he has gradually accustomed his body to skipping meals, particularly breakfast. "Over time, I've learned to skip meals. I'm not always successful. Sometimes I'll have breakfast in beautiful places, but my goal is not to have a big meal until dinner, and then I'll have a very healthy plant-based meal." This flexible yet disciplined approach allows for occasional deviations while maintaining a consistent overall pattern. The strategy isn't about rigid adherence every single day, but rather making the fasting period the default, allowing the body to adapt and reap the benefits. The power of time-restricted feeding, often referred to as intermittent fasting, is truly profound and backed by compelling scientific research. If you have 1 meal a day, and I'm there now, you lose the weight and then you get your 20-year-old body back. That's a great bonus, Dr. Sinclair notes, emphasizing the noticeable physical benefits. However, the impact goes far beyond mere weight management. The crucial aspect, he explains, is that period of not eating that is so important for boosting the body's defenses against aging. It's during these extended periods of fasting that the body shifts from a growth-oriented state to one of repair and maintenance, engaging in deep cellular housekeeping. Here's what really matters if you want to live a longer, healthier life. These long extended periods do a real deep clean of the body and activate a process called autophagy, which is a very deep recycling of proteins, Dr. Sinclair reveals. Autophagy, derived from Greek words meaning self-eating, is a fundamental cellular process where the body systematically breaks down and recycles damaged cellular components, misfolded proteins, and dysfunctional organelles. This clears out cellular debris, rejuvenates cells, and improves overall cellular function, akin to a thorough spring cleaning for the internal machinery of our bodies. Without sufficient periods of autophagy, cellular waste can accumulate, contributing to cellular dysfunction and accelerated aging. Furthermore, these periods of caloric restriction activate a specialized group of genes, which Dr. Sinclair extensively discusses in his book, Lifespan. What happens when there's not enough energy in the body? There's a set of genes that I've written about in my book, Lifespan, called sirtuins, and they get turned on when there's not enough energy in the body. Sirtuins, often referred to as longevity genes or guardians of the genome, are enzymes that play a critical role in cellular health, DNA repair, and the regulation of metabolism. Your sirtuins are like your body's natural defenders. These genes actually help slow down aging and protect your health, he explains. When energy stores are low, meaning there isn't an abundance of sugar or protein circulating in the bloodstream, these sirtuins become highly active. This activation boosts the body's resilience, enhances its ability to repair damage, and fundamentally defends against the molecular and cellular ravages of aging. The therapeutic implications of intermittent fasting extend beyond general longevity. Dr. Sinclair highlights its potential role in managing and even ameliorating various diseases. Intermittent fasting also has therapeutic effects on the body. Some diseases, like type 1 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and even cancer, also seem to benefit from fasting, including when combined with chemotherapy and fasting. You get this double benefit for many types of cancer. In the context of cancer, for instance, fasting can make cancer cells more vulnerable to chemotherapy while protecting healthy cells, a phenomenon being actively researched as a strategy to improve cancer treatment outcomes. For those looking to embark on the journey of intermittent fasting, Dr. Sinclair offers practical and actionable advice directly drawn from his own experiences and research. The trick is that you want to fill your body with fluids, he advises. This strategy is critical for managing initial hunger pangs and maintaining comfort during fasting periods. For me, constantly coffee, tea, and hot water throughout the day. Hydration and satiety with fluids takes away any feeling of hunger. These calorie-free beverages not only provide mental comfort, but also contribute to overall hydration, which is essential for bodily functions and can often be mistaken for hunger. Should hunger become genuinely disruptive, he offers a pragmatic solution, and also nuts. If you really need to eat something, a little bit of protein is known to take away hunger very quickly. A small handful of nuts can provide a satiating boost without significantly breaking the fast or disrupting the body's metabolic shift. The core structure of his fasting regimen involves a significant fasting window. You want to spend at least 16 hours of not eating or not eating very much, and then you can have 8 hours. This 16.8 protocol is a common and accessible form of intermittent fasting, allowing individuals to fast overnight and extend the fast through the morning, breaking it around midday or later. According to Dr. Sinclair's research, consistent practice of intermittent fasting profoundly influences liver function. Now, what happens when you do that, and it takes a couple of weeks for your body to adapt, is your liver will learn how to make up for the lack of food. This adaptation involves a crucial metabolic process called gluconeogenesis. This is called gluconeogenesis, the production of glucose from your liver. It actually overcomes the feeling of hunger. Initially, the body might experience dips in blood sugar and associated hunger, but with consistent fasting, the liver becomes adept at producing glucose from non-carbohydrate sources like amino acids and glycerol to maintain stable blood sugar levels. This metabolic flexibility is key to sustained energy and mental clarity during fasting periods. Do this for at least 2 weeks because after the 2-week mark, especially at the 3-week mark, your liver has now learned that you're not going to have breakfast or lunch, and it will start making glucose at a steady level. This acclimatization period is vital as it transitions the body from relying on external food sources to efficiently utilizing internal reserves, leading to a diminished sense of hunger and enhanced well-being. During his roughly 6-hour eating window, Dr. Sinclair's diet is overwhelmingly plant-based, a significant shift he credits with his improved health and youthful appearance. I've gone almost entirely plant-based and my body has responded. I look better, I think my skin is better, I feel better, my memory is certainly better, he affirms. This personal transformation aligns with observations from populations renowned for their longevity. You just have to look at those populations of people who live for a long time, and they're generally smaller women who don't eat very much, and they eat plant-based. I mean, that's the truth. However, Dr. Sinclair doesn't advocate for consuming just any plants. He is particularly discerning about what he terms stressed plants, a concept deeply rooted in the fascinating field of hormesis. Well, the concept of hormesis, Conrad Howitz and I coined this term back in the mid-2000s in an attempt to explain why so many plant molecules are good for us, he explains. The underlying principle is elegantly simple. When plants are subjected to environmental stressors, such as drought, pests, or UV radiation, they produce specific protective compounds, primarily polyphenols, to defend themselves. It couldn't be just random chance. And there were at least 20 plant molecules called polyphenols that activated the SIRT1 enzyme. And when I looked into it, I found these polyphenols do amazing things for the body. These polyphenols, when consumed by humans, act as mild stressors on our own cells, triggering adaptive responses that enhance cellular resilience and function. It's as if the plant's stress response becomes our strength. Pretty clever, right? He muses. Dr. Sinclair's discoveries regarding the action of these polyphenols in our bodies are nothing short of astounding. He highlights specific examples. The product that has garnered the most media attention because it's in red wine is resveratrol, but there's pterostilbene, there's ficetine, there's quercetin. These are dietary supplements that people are only now getting excited about. These compounds actively engage and modulate various pathways and proteins in the body that are known to be crucial for promoting health and extending lifespan. They can activate sirtuins, reduce inflammation, improve mitochondrial function, and enhance cellular repair mechanisms. So how can one identify these beneficial, stressed plants in the grocery store? Dr. Sinclair provides clear guidance. You can start with the generalization that if it was grown in a field organically without pesticides, it's likely more stressed, right? If your food is stressed, you're going to get the benefits. Look for colorful, organic foods. The vibrant hues in fruits and vegetables are often indicative of a rich concentration of these protective polyphenols. These are your real ticket to living longer, and so what we focus on are plants that are full of color. So try to eat bright red, purple, dark green vegetables because those are the ones that have the polyphenols that can turn on the body's defenses. He provides compelling evidence from his lab. And in fact, in my lab, if we give polyphenols to mice, they actually become healthier and run further, as if they were exercising. Delving into specific stressed plants in Dr. Sinclair's personal diet, he starts his mornings with matcha green tea. I drink matcha tea most mornings, which is the thick, dark green, creamy green tea. Matcha is particularly rich in EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, a potent polyphenol known for its remarkable health benefits. EGCG from green tea. That EGCG has wonderful anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. Beyond matcha, he emphasizes the importance of leafy greens with a particular focus on spinach. Eat a diet that's certainly full of leafy greens, especially spinach, which is great because it has the iron that we need and lots of vitamins. For cooking, olive oil is his preferred choice, rich in oleic acid, which also activates SIRT1 pathways, contributing to its longevity benefits. He notes that a lot of olive oil with oleic acid, which activates SIRT1 as well. I think the Mediterranean diet is the one that I think is most likely to be the easiest in the Western world and gives you the most bang for your buck. Recognizing that a complete vegan transition might be daunting for some, Dr. Sinclair offers reassurance. He suggests that the Mediterranean diet or the traditional Okinawan diet are excellent alternatives, emphasizing their proven track records in promoting longevity. In fact, he personally followed these dietary patterns for decades before making his current full plant-based shift. Regarding the Okinawan diet, he explains, mostly it's carby, so there's a fair amount of rice, but it probably could have been better with a little bit of brown rice. White rice sends glucose skyrocketing. But mostly what I was eating was Chinese or Japanese vegetables that I could get at the local market. So organic, fresh, green, packed with vitamins, and soy. Mostly it was a plant and soy-based diet with a little bit of fish. This highlights a pattern of high vegetable intake, whole grains, and minimal animal products, which aligns with his overarching philosophy of dietary restriction and plant-forward eating. In addition to his specific dietary choices, Dr. Sinclair incorporates a select few supplements into his daily regimen, not as a replacement for a healthy lifestyle, but as a complement to enhance biological processes linked to longevity. It's crucial to note that he does not endorse specific brands or sell supplements. He merely shares what he personally consumes based on scientific evidence. The first key chemical he takes daily is resveratrol. The one chemical that I take every day is resveratrol, which is a chemical in red wine, and it comes from grapes, so it gets sprinkled onto some yogurt in the morning. Resveratrol, a natural polyphenol found in grapes and other plants, has been extensively studied for its potential anti-aging properties. Research suggests that resveratrol, along with NMN, can activate various metabolic pathways, promote healthy cellular turnover, and help slow down the aging process. It is also implicated in repairing DNA damage, regulating gene expression to support cellular health, and reducing inflammation, particularly in the brain, contributing to cognitive well-being. His second crucial supplement is NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. NMN is a version of vitamin B3 that makes a chemical in the body that we need for life called NAD, he explains. NAD+, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, is a vital coenzyme present in every cell of the body, playing a fundamental role in countless biological processes, including metabolism, DNA repair, and gene expression. As we get older, we make less of this, and without NAD, these sirtuins, which we found to slow aging, don't work without a lot of NAD, so as we age, our defenses decline. By supplementing with NMN, Dr. Sinclair aims to boost NAD+ levels, effectively restoring them to those found in younger individuals. So, by taking this supplement, we know it doubles NAD levels back to when I was 20. He cites promising early findings. Now, clinical trials by my colleagues at Harvard are indicating that NMN has some health benefits in early studies, like lowering cholesterol and blood pressure, and so I take that every day as well. The third significant supplement in his routine is metformin. This particular choice is more contentious, as metformin is a prescription drug, not a dietary supplement. The third supplement is metformin. Metformin is more controversial because it's a drug. It's classified as a drug. That doesn't mean it's necessarily dangerous. In fact, it's one of the safest drugs in the world. Metformin is widely prescribed for type 2 diabetes to help control blood sugar levels. However, observational studies have revealed an intriguing pattern. What's been discovered is that people who take metformin tend to live much longer. Even those who don't have type 2 diabetes, there's evidence that they're protected against cardiovascular disease, frailty, and even Alzheimer's. While not yet approved for anti-aging, the compelling evidence for its protective effects against age-related diseases makes it a subject of intense scientific interest and personal use for some, including Dr. Sinclair, under medical supervision. Just as important as what Dr. Sinclair consumes is what he rigorously avoids to maintain his exceptional health and extend his lifespan. The first and foremost item on his list of forbidden foods is sugar. The biggest killer is sugar, he states unequivocally. He differentiates between types of sugar, noting glucose, and especially fructose, is also detrimental. The detrimental effects of excessive sugar consumption are well documented. If you give animals too much glucose, and especially fructose, they will get fatty liver disease, they will get diabetes, it's really bad. Beyond these well-known metabolic disorders, sugar also fuels a more sinister cellular process. And by the way, cancer cells love sugar. They live on sugar. And that's another reason why you should try to keep it low. His advice extends to avoiding foods with high levels of both glucose and fructose. Try to avoid having too much fruit. Berries are okay, and especially fruit juice. Definitely avoid high sugar. High sugar is not healthy in the long run. Your body can make sugar itself. Your liver makes sugar. All you have to do is wait 2 weeks for it to get used to it. This reiterates the concept of gluconeogenesis and the body's natural ability to produce necessary glucose, negating the need for constant external sugar intake. He offers a clever strategy for mitigating blood sugar spikes when sugar is consumed. There's also an order in which you can eat your meals to reduce the blood sugar spikes. You can put the sugar at the end of the meal. This simple trick can help reduce the glycemic impact of sugary foods. He also acknowledges that strict avoidance isn't always practical or necessary, allowing for occasional indulgences. You can eat something, but you don't have to be super brutal about it. I still like to steal some scoops of ice cream if I see it, but I won't eat a big bowl of ice cream every night. Following closely in the same detrimental category as sugar is bread, particularly refined carbohydrates. Dr. Sinclair completely eliminated this from his diet. The first thing I cut out was a lot of carbohydrates. I used to eat bread every day. I would just if I ate something, it would be on toast. That was my life. The results of this change were immediate and profound. I cut that out and found instant improvements in my biochemical levels, especially my glucose levels. When the body is inundated with high carbohydrates and fructose, it constantly pumps out insulin, leading to frequent hunger and energy crashes. When you eat a lot of carbs and fructose, your body pumps out more insulin, and that's why you feel hungry so often. Instead, he advocates for allowing the liver to naturally produce the glucose the body needs, leading to a more stable energy supply. I'm now in a state where I don't get those highs and crashes. My liver is putting out glucose from when I wake up until dinner. I've never been this focused. I've never been free of brain fog. I wish I'd done it in my 20s and done it my whole life because I've never felt better because of it. Another significant food group Dr. Sinclair largely steers clear of is meat. While acknowledging his personal fondness for meat, he prioritizes the scientific evidence. My cholesterol and triglycerides have gone down. Okay, I love meat. I love eating meat. It tastes really good. It's just the science says that plants give you a better longevity benefit than meat. He explains that the protein profile in plants differs from that in meat, having a specific amino acid ratio that modulates critical longevity pathways. The protein in plants actually has a ratio of amino acids that stimulates longevity genes, sirtuins and another called mTOR. The mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin pathway, is a central regulator of cell growth, proliferation, and survival. While essential, its overactivation by high animal protein intake can accelerate aging. And if you're always eating meat at every meal, your body isn't fighting aging in the same way that it can if you're eating more plants. He does, however, allow for occasional consumption and recognizes the benefits of certain animal products. You can have meat occasionally. For example, fish have a lot of great omega-3 fatty acids, so I'm not against meat. I just think try to focus more on plants if you can. Dairy products are also generally avoided by Dr. Sinclair. He recounts his experimental decision to cut dairy, even though he didn't suffer from allergies or lactose intolerance. The third change was dairy. I just did that to see what would happen. I thought it didn't matter. I don't have a dairy allergy. I'm not lactose intolerant, but it did have an effect. It made things better. He attributes this improvement, similar to meat reduction, to a better regulation of protein intake and its impact on the mTOR pathway. And what I think is happening is I was having a lot of protein, not just fat, but eggs and all those things. And now that I have less protein, I think the mTOR pathway, which is really important for longevity, is better regulated. Finally, alcohol receives a stern recommendation for avoidance. New research that's been done over the last 2 years indicates that drinking alcohol every day is really not good for you. So I've stopped having alcohol and I'm focused on plants. For those unwilling to completely forego wine, particularly red wine for its resveratrol content, Dr. Sinclair offers a compromise. In the case of red wine, pick stress-sensitive grape varieties. Pinot Noir is one of the most, if not the most, sensitive grape variety, and that's why it has the most resveratrol of any wine. This advice allows individuals to make more informed choices, even within a category he generally advises against. In essence, Dr. David Sinclair's journey towards biological rejuvenation and extended health span is a testament to the power of a holistic, science-driven approach. His regimen integrates targeted exercise that stresses the body just enough to elicit positive adaptations, a disciplined yet flexible approach to time-restricted eating that activates crucial cellular repair mechanisms like autophagy and sirtuins, and a predominantly plant-based diet focusing on stressed plants, rich in beneficial polyphenols. Furthermore, his judicious use of specific supplements like resveratrol, NMN, and metformin aims to bolster key metabolic pathways and defense systems that naturally decline with age. Equally vital is his strict avoidance of substances he identifies as major contributors to accelerated aging, notably sugar, refined carbohydrates, and consistent high intake of animal products and alcohol. Through these carefully considered and scientifically backed lifestyle modifications, Dr. Sinclair presents a compelling vision of aging not as an inevitable decline, but as a flexible process that can be profoundly influenced, leading to a life that is not only longer but significantly healthier and more vibrant. His personal transformation serves as a powerful beacon, illuminating a path towards unlocking our body's innate capacity for resilience and longevity.